friends, it's Sarah at Crochet with Coffee, and thank you so much for joining me for another Monday chat. And I have a few things that I have done this week that I want to share with you. First, I have this finished cardigan, and this is by MJ Designs. And it is, I have all of these linked in the description so you can check them out. But she has this beautiful cardigan pattern, and she has it in two different styles. So this one is the cropped version, and it is so cute, but she has a cropped version, and then she also has a long version that has pockets and a hood. So those different things are optional with this cardigan as well, so you could swap any of those things out. She does have a YouTube tutorial for the medium size, and she also has a written pattern that you can purchase. I have that on I have that linked for you on Etsy. She has Ravelry, and I believe another one that I will link as well. We got a visitor. But yes, I will have all of those linked. I did want to share something with you that was really neat, that I believe she has done this in previous patterns, but she has the body of the cardigan or the sweater that you're making in one hook size, and then she goes down a half size for the ribbing, and that just makes it so that it really tightens in the edges so that your cuff is nice and it's tighter than the actual sleeve part. So that's a really neat technique that I don't know that I've seen it with anyone else. I know that she does it on some of her patterns, but I thought that that was a really neat technique to go down a hook size or half a hook size. The other thing I did with this that I changed, because I always seem to have a problem with this no matter what pattern I try, and it has nothing to do with her pattern, her patterns or anyone else's. It just tends to be how my cardigans and sweaters end up. I end up with a really loose neck where the collar is almost sticking up a little bit, and I don't know why it is, why my crocheting technique ends up landing like that. I really am not sure, but if you have the same issue with that, maybe this would help you. But I typically go from about collarbone to collarbone, and when you are attaching ribbing as you go into you do your ribbing, and then you slip stitch into the body of the cardigan in two stitches, and then you go back and forth. And if you've used that technique before, you do that all the way around this cardigan. But what I have found for me, and to make it fit better for my shoulders, is when I hit the collarbone area, collarbone and around the neck, I go in, or I slip stitch into 3 stitches instead of just the 2, and that really tapers it in nicely against my shoulders and around my neck. So if you end up having that same problem where it kind of peaks up, like it sticks up like that, when you do cardigans like mine do, that technique might help you a little bit. But that's the only thing that I changed as far as this pattern goes, because she has such lovely patterns. And again, it's not her pattern that does that peak thing with the neck. It's just, I don't know, the way that I crochet, it does it with every single cardigan I've ever done, and that's why I do it with the cardigans that I make. I just know default that's how I end up doing it, because it fits my body better if I do it that way. So nothing to do with the pattern, it's just my body. But anyway, love it. So comfy, so cozy. If you want to see a little clip of me picking out buttons and sewing them on, I have that at the end of this video. It's just a calm little bit of music. I have that at the end if you want to watch that later, but feel free to skip it if you don't want to watch that. But this is what I had left of this cardigan, or left in yarn after this cardigan, I used 2 of the Sandman mandala cakes, and these were the 900, numbers are hard, the 590 yard skeins. So I used 2 of those, and I made the medium size. And the instructions that she has on YouTube are for the medium, but it also helps you with the different stitches and techniques. If you do a different size, you would get all of that information from the written pattern, and then the tutorial helps you with the different stitches and techniques. So it's very helpful, very fun. Love her patterns. So go ahead and check that out if you're interested. And she used, I want to say it was Premier Prism yarn for the long one, and it was gorgeous colors. It was like purple, maroon, red, white, orange, very fall, very happy, pretty colors. And this is also, if you have not made a cardigan like this before, this is a raglan style. So that means you start at the neck and you wrap around and you keep going around the neck until you hit where you want the arms to separate. And then you start here and you can kind of see where the colors change, where this red stripe here was the end where I separated it for the arm, and then I started the arm here and went down the sleeve, and you can see it continues down the underarm and down the body. And that is how a raglan style cardigan is made. You start around the neck, work down to the arms, separate for the arms, and then work the body, go back and work the sleeves. So very fun pattern. She has a lot of raglan style patterns, and I really recommend checking her out if you like that style. Okay, so now the next thing I have to share is this cowl, and I'll show you a little video of how to style this. But I made this cowl, and it is made of all half double crochets for the main portion of it, and then I did a single crochet ribbing around the top. And you can cuff it down like this and wear it like that, so that there's like a little extra cuff around, or cuff, I don't know what you want to call it, it's ribbing, extra ribbing around your face to frame your face. And so I'll show a clip of what it looks like on, but you can wear it as a hooded cowl, or you can wear it as just a regular cowl. Very comfy. I did wear this to Tennessee this past week. My husband and I went on a little vacation up there, and I wore this. It kept me very nice and warm, perfect for the weather up there. And this pattern just came out last Friday, so if you are interested in checking that out, you can find the video. I am going to link it in the description for you if you'd like to check that out. Very easy, simple, quick, half double crochets in the round. Very, very easy, very beginner friendly. So if you're looking for a fun pattern and you don't know what to make that is easy and quick and simple, this is going to be a good one for you. And it's optional. If you don't want to put this ribbing on the top, you don't need to. So if you get to, if you're a beginner and you get to that point and then the ribbing gets confusing because you haven't done it before, you can either try a couple times, see if it works for you. And if you just can't quite get it this time, then you can wear this without the ribbing on it. You do not need that if you're not ready to tackle the ribbing. So feel free to make it without that too, and it is very simple to make without it. And that was in the color Caramel Crunch, I believe, but I'll put it up on the screen if that wasn't correct. but that is actually I have one here. Never mind, I've got one here. All right, so this is the Karen Smash Cake, and the color is Caramel Crunch. Is that not gorgeous? I love that. And I mentioned last week that I'm working on a pattern for mittens and slippers, so that like a boot type slipper. So I'm working on that, and that should come out later this month. I'm still working on the tutorials for that, so that's another one that will come out, and it will match the cowl with the stitch pattern, that half double crochets and the ribbing on it and everything. So that is that's coming out later this month, I'm hoping. So a little break from crochet, and I'm going to share something that I had been mentioning a few weeks ago that I wanted to do. I had a spot in my by my computer that I wanted to decorate or just dress up a little bit, and I thought maybe some embroidery would look really pretty. And I found these the set of hoops from Hobby Lobby, and they're 3 sets of like a faux wood oval shape hoop, and they have a center ring that you pop out, put your fabric in, and you pop the ring back in, and that keeps your embroidery on that hoop, and it's decorative. So I wanted to show you what I had done with these. And so this one, I just put a regular piece of fabric in it, so you can see there's no embroidery on it, it's just fabric. And I gathered it in the back by just going through with some thread, and I just gathered it on the back and tied a knot there. So that is why it's all nice and snug on the back, and you can see it like that. So I'm going to hang that up, and I have these other 2 that I had just finished working on. This is a cross stitch, and this one I just Googled some different images as far as like a grid or a cross stitch flower or cross stitch letters or lettering. So that's what I did. It's just a mix of things. So there's that one. And I did the same thing on the back. I did it with a different color so you could see it. But that's another one. And this says, "Consider the lilies." And for me, this is just a reminder of my favorite Bible verse that's just speaking about how the Lord takes care of such small things as flowers and lilies, that I like to remember that He is also taking care of us as humans as well. So I just really love that, and it's just a really good reminder that, you know, we're special and we're loved, and that He wants to care for us. And then I also have this one that goes along with the color scheme and the flowers. You can see my little marks around there. I used highlighter, so I didn't have like a white pencil with me. So there's that one. I did I used a tutorial, and it's not tutorial so much as you watch them do the work of the embroidery. Link it in the description. And this is just a rough draft. So I want this to be a reminder to anyone that is trying something new, even if it's not crochet, if it's crochet, if it's knitting, if it's embroidery, if it is anything that you are trying that's new, like photography or some other craft, or, you know, anything that you're trying to accomplish right now. It does not need to happen overnight, and you can keep practicing and keep working on it and keep getting better. And don't quit just because your first time doesn't turn out the way that you want it to. And just keep going. Just don't give up, and you can accomplish a lot if you have that mindset. So this is just a reminder to not give up and don't stop, but just keep trying. This is my first attempt at embroidery, and I don't think it looks too bad looking at it, especially on camera. I'm not disappointed with it, and I know that it could be better. It is not smooth stitches. It looked nothing like the picture of the video that I was watching, but I found some nice techniques through that, just watching and observing. And I also had this stitch guide that I got from Hobby Lobby, and it's really nice because it gives you some different stitch directions and such. And I learned crochet from pictures, so this is a really easy way for me to learn, because learning from pictures is easier for me than learning from videos or watching somebody do it. I don't know why, but I learned crochet from a book. So this one was really helpful for me to help with different techniques and such on how you're supposed to do different stitches. So I used that along with the video, and it seemed to really help. But that's it for our little detour for non-crocheted items. So I have the blanket that I was working on our vacation, which on Friday I'm going to show a little bit about our vacation to Tennessee. I went to an alpaca farm, and you guys can see some of the alpacas, and I picked out a yarn. It's called Two Roots Alpaca Farm. Two Roots? I believe it's called Two Roots Alpaca Farm, and I'll go into it more when I do the video on Friday. But I did pick out some yarn there, and I'll show you that on Friday, and some cute footage of the alpacas that we got to visit there. They used to do their yarn spinning and everything in that location, but they have moved it since, so I didn't get any footage of that. But it was just a really neat atmosphere. It was great to chat with the owners, and it's just a super fun experience. But we went to Tennessee, and I started a new blanket. This is not the alpaca yarn. This is my big twist yarn. So started a new blanket, and this is what it's looking like so far. It's another granny stitch yarn, or it's another granny stitch pattern, but this is going to be a little bit different. I do not have, I'll put it up on the screen, the reference picture of what I took these colors from. So it was a bag of coffee, and I wanted to really take the colors that I found from that bag of coffee and put it into this blanket, because I just loved that it had unique pops of color. So the primary color was that teal, and then they had some of the fall colors, and then they had a pink, and they had a blue in there with some yellow and bright white, and actually I think it's a cream, but it looks bright white in all these other colors. So that is the blanket so far. This is just a square, and right now this is, I think I'm stopping it here, but this is 45 rows? I'm not sure, something like that, but it is a good size. And then I'm going to extend it up the head of the, like for the head, and then at the foot. So the length I'm going to extend with some unique, or some little touches going this direction and then further. And I haven't decided what I want to do yet, but I believe I'm going to call this one something like Out of the Box or something, because it is a box. It's going to be like Autumn Granny Out of the Box or something. I don't know. Something like that. But the reason I want to call it Out of the Box something is because I'm making it as a square to start with, and then I'm going to be extending it for the head and the foot of it, and it's going to be like a unique design for the extended part of it, even though this is just a regular old granny square for the base part. And also out of the box because it has these unique colors. The purple and the teal and the blue are all very unique colors for an autumn decoration and an autumn themed thing. So the coffee was pumpkin spice. So it was definitely a fall themed thing. So that is why I want to call it out of the box with something else attached to it. It's going to be something else different. But anyway, that is the start of that one. This is what I have left, what I'm working on right now. My bag of yarn. And that traveled with me to Tennessee. I thought that was fitting because it had mountains on it. So that, I found this at Walmart like 3 or 4 years ago. I just thought it was perfect for my project yarns while traveling. So thank you so much for joining me today for our Monday chat. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful week and you find joy in the little things.